Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is CrazyZaku, and I'm bringing you all the hits and misses here in Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Now, it's been a bit. I've been on a break for about 2 weeks. I was sick and I was just, taking a break. So, like, you won't know that from within content. You'll see other videos up within that 2 week period than now. But yeah, so we're back and we're trying to figure things out. And so now we've got Shelly on the stand. And we're trying to get him to say do some stuff because he's saying someone else did it when we know for a fact who the real killer is. So we are going to get back to that. And of course, if you guys want to catch action like this, you're going to want to catch it on the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TCWCrazyZaku every Saturday. We are not a 3-day streamer. We are a 5-day YouTuber. But if you want to catch the recordings of this live, you're going to want to do that Saturday. 4 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard, sometimes a little earlier, sometimes a little later, sometimes a little shorter. It all just depends on how I'm feeling that day. All right, let's get back to this. We are going to request the trial continue. Phoenix, I can't do it, man. I can't accept it, not guilty. You're a lawyer. I know. But Mountain Guard is a killer, a murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I am no better than Ungard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it's because of Edward that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten Ungard convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust. I never thought about it until now. I trust him? Yes, you do. Mr. Wright, your opinion, please. The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. DeKiller. Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright? Right. But that witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done. I'm not done yet. To see through witnesses, I'm not done yet. To see through witnesses' lies and find the truth, that is my job, Your Honor. Still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur. Very well, the trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please reestablish connection with Mr. DeKiller. Right away, Your Honor. Has a verdict been reached? Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more about... All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else would you need me for? Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done. What is he talking about? Usually done. But, what should we have him testify now? Mr. DeKiller, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail. You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to get a cold? As I have already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime. While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene, Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corridor was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and the button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules. This is the most unexpected turn of events for, the 5th time now. However, this time, everything has finally been revealed.
Objection!
Just a second, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth.
We still have the cross-examination to do.
But you don't need to question testimony like that. Do you, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor, the defense will question the witness, as if I have a choice here.
Huh? Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then
I'll expose the lies in that oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose.
I don't understand what's going on anymore.
That makes 2 of us.
Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. Tequila.
What is the meaning of that attitude?
When Agent Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Corda had been murdered. But how? How do you know that?
From this wine glass, Your Honor.
The glass?
Mr. Tequila's supposed client thought Mr. Corda had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim.
But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan?
That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would have never left their fingerprints behind.
I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion?
Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon? Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct? I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client, as you claim, then your client should have had knowledge of Mr. Coroner's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all. How strange.
Yes.
Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation? Phoenix, if the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I know.
Objection!
Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence.
Oh, sorry.
Well, that was an awfully weak objection for the 2 of you.
Anyway, I am positive there was a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken.
Very well. Right now I have to buy us more time.
While we wait for the items the killer left behind to get here, I just know the very outcome of this trial lies with those items. This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request from my services on the night of the awards ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters, and that is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I've made no mistakes.
So you physically met your client, huh?
That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Hold it!
So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right?
Of course I did.
What was that? What was with that brief pause?
Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details.
I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I have never taken a request by telephone or mail. And why is that? That's because I value the trust between client and myself above all else. Above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye.
Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony of now just any, of any importance? Why he meets his client is not important, and that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions.
What do you mean by that?
My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person?
I've already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him face to face that I began to trust him. That's when I thought I can trust this person as a client.
It's true what they say about talking face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was that testimony just now of any importance?
It was very important, Your Honor. If I heard what I think I heard just now, then I think I've got him.
Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was of the utmost importance. Huh? Really?
If that's the case, witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony. Very well. From the moment I saw him, I can trust this person as a client.
All right, we're going to go ahead and just present a little bit of evidence here because of 2023, and you can't be doing this in 2023. You made a critical error. You assumed her gender. I'm sorry, I had to.
Objection!
I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at a bar and took the request at that time. Yes, that is correct. And that's when you thought he was trustworthy. How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale. What? Shelley the Killer.
You've never met the real Adrian Andrews.
What? Why would you say that?
Because you made one very big slip up about her.
So, what is the issue? Oh, shit. What did you just say just now? About her?
If you'd ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she is a woman.
Oh, bother.
Order in the court, Mr. Wright. What is the meaning of this? This witness testified to the following: that he always meets face to face with his clients when he's taking the request. But he's never met Adrian Andrews in person?
Yes, Your Honor, that is exactly the point. That means Mr. the Killer's client could not have been Miss Adrian Andrews.
What the fuck? He's shitting out sweat! Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake?
I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor.
Her name?
Yes, Adrian Andrews is without a doubt a very androgynous name.
Yes, I see.
Unluckily for Mr. the Killer, the entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so he simply picked the wrong gender to go with.
What? You mean in 2023 he assumed a gender? Fucking take his ass away!
Sorry. I'm sorry I have to make that silly. I love that stuff.
What is going on? Shelley the Killer! This court demands an explanation.
I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another. Hold on, I've got my files here. So does that mean you remember something different now? Yes, of course. Please, if you would allow me to testify once more.
I know he's just gonna spit out more lies. Very well, but this time please give us the truth and nothing but the truth.
You can't handle the truth, sir.
But did you order the code red?
You're damn right I did.
I'm sorry. I've never actually seen that movie.
Yes, now I remember. I took the request by mail.
You motherfucking liar! You just said you didn't!
There have been times when I took a job without having met my client. The request was for murder of Juan Corda and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client must be a man.
But you just said... So you took this job through a letter?
He didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony. He's definitely lying. Be careful, Phoenix. Break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know. I can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me, no matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it.
Now then, let's begin the cross-examination.
Hold it!
2 or 3 other things. Yes. And what were these other things? A few other things that have nothing to do with this case. What should I do? Should I let him slide with that? It'd be really bad if I pushed the buttons the wrong way and he got mad. Whether or not they're related to this case is for the court to decide. Mr. Attorney. Yes? Everything I have said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client. Which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination. Could it be that you are planning to betray your own client?
That's...
I smell the stench of a backstabber. And should you turn out to be one... Wait! Uh-oh. This is looking really bad. I shouldn't press my luck. Or I have to think, is this worth pursuing?
Witness, this is very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs your client requested were.
If it's truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine. The bear figurine? After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job was just as important as the actual killing.
And where was that figurine?
It was inside Mr. Corda's suitcase.
And then what'd you do next?
I handed it over to my client right away.
You gave it to your client?
Interesting.
This information certainly sounds important to me. Witness, please include what you've stated in your testimony.
As you wish. One of these was to find the bear figurine and give it to Miss Andrews.
Objection!
Shelley to Kelly. If you had really given the bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside it. This item? I see where you're going.
Yep, that's where I'm going. Where's everybody going? Do I need to pack a suitcase?
Your Honor, please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony.
I was gonna burn it. For her sake.
If even for a single minute, this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hand, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burned it.
Order! So that's where you two were going.
So by the very fact that this suicide note was still inside the bear, it tells us that your client doesn't know how to disassemble the puzzle.
Which means... It means, Your Honor, that it's impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client. Order! Order!
Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm sure I mentioned this before. How I hate traitors above all else. I think a cross-examiner has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement. No, that's not. That's enough. If that is your intention, then there's only one thing for me to do. Wait! Please! Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I really must attend to.
Hold it!
No! Please! Not that! Please wait! Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end and I may stay my hand. Otherwise... Ah!
What? Mr. Wright, are you... Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor.
I didn't understand this witness's outburst just now. Do you think there's a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough?
Well, we should. Edgeworth, we can't do this. If we keep this up, Maya, Shield... The prosecution,
What has come over everyone? Even you are.
The prosecution rests.
What's going on around here?
The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor.
What? Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is the most unusual situation. If the prosecution rests with no further questions, then the prosecution's failed to uphold its stance. If that's the case, then even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. Tequila's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelly Tequila's client is Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
By in the trial here, right now, your client, Matt Ungard, will be declared innocent. And in his place, Adrian Andrews will be charged with murder.
Miss Andrews will be charged with murder?
The prosecution has no further questions, so we will now hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring back the defendant, Matt Ungard, to the stand.
The items from Tequila's hideout didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could, but it looks like our time has run out. I can't believe it. The outcome now lies in your hands.
Dude, did the old guy finally decide? To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent and good person. You've done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you are innocent.
Ha!
So I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out. Mr. Ungard? What an atrocious lawyer I have, giving his own client up like this. And that refreshing like a spring breeze crap is just atrocious, don't you agree? Anyway, yeah, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer.
Fuck off. Should I side with justice? Or should I save Maya's life? You better get Ungard a guilty sentence, okay? But if I did that, Maya will die. What if you say he's innocent? Miss Andrews will be charged as a murderer. I say he's guilty or not guilty. Either choice I make, someone's life is going to end. All hinges on what I choose.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. If the person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews, then your client, Mr. Matt Ungard, is innocent. There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer's gonna say what I want, aren't you?
Right. I can't do this. But I have to decide something. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Matt Ungard, is...
Wait for your answer, Mr. Wright. Matt Ungard, your client deserves an answer.
Maya, I'm sorry. Matt Ungard is... Motherfucker! Franziska von Karma?
What are you doing now?
You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off that scruffy fool. Did you bring them? The final pieces? Do you have them? You should know. You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine, and his injuries are minor. All the items are inside of this.
What a filthy old coat this is.
That's gumshoes. I can spot his tattered rags anywhere. I apologize for its ugliness, but there was nothing else to wrap the items in. I fought long and hard this whole trial. And for what's inside that raggedy coat, I'm sure that inside that coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final pieces of evidence.
Your final evidence? This trial is already over. All that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any of the evidence printed now would make a difference or change the outcome of the trial.
What?
Objection!
Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence down to the last. I request that Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence.
I suppose you are right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies here. These items do not bring up any new points, then they will not be accepted by this court. Now, Miss Von Karma, if you would please.
These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during his escape from the police.
He must have been in quite a rush.
Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence. Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there'll be something that will turn this whole situation around. Like a miracle. I'm sure of it. That's all we can hope for. The first item is a pistol. Does the killer's pistol have anything to do with this case? Does that pistol have any relation to this case? We have yet to perform a ballistics test, so I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with the case, at least with me. That's the pistol he used to shoot you with, isn't it? Oh, that's what I believe, yes. That is what I believe, yes. Oh. I kept the bullet they removed from my shoulder as sort of a memento. I'm sure it will be an excellent sample for the test. So that's the pistol that was used to shoot Francisco. It's probably not gonna help us very much. The second piece of evidence is this videotape here. I bet the killer took that from Ungard's mansion. Have you checked the contents of that tape? Unfortunately, there was no time to. Oh yeah. But I would speculate that this tape is very important.
Why would you say that?
Because he came back to his hideout for it.
The killer went back for it?
That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Surely the killer is no ordinary man.
Oh, videotape added to the record.
The last piece of evidence is this bellboy's uniform.
Is that a uniform from the Gatewater Hotel? Was that used during the crime?
I am almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in the one of the pockets.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The killer was wearing this on the night of the murder.
There is one thing I found interesting about this uniform.
And what is that?
There is a button missing on this uniform.
A button?
It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue. That is all I have to present, Your Honor.
It's just that I thought.
And what is that, Your Honor?
I'm sure were we under normal circumstances, these items from Shelley the Killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing. It is who is the client. Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Kama. You may step down now.
Hold it!
Wait, Your Honor. Please allow me to examine this new evidence. Overruled. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict. Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. Ace Judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he?
Is this the end? Phoenix!
I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there?
I think that you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far. You can't give up now.
But...
No matter how you think about it, it's... Try, for my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of this situation for us. 2. The first. Make Ungard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Huh? The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If Ungard himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostage go. That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible. The second way. Force the killer to end his contract with Ungard. If the killer were to no longer think of Ungard as his client, then he would let Maya go.
Mia, that's even more impossible! He is a man who values his duty towards his clients above all else.
I know both of these seem like impossible feats at first, but if you could make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle.
The bigger problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. pieces was just shown, he's not accepting them.
Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what has always worked for us?
The other side? What does she mean? You mean to turn things around?
Phoenix, the judge has said he doesn't need the evidence.
I'm gonna save real quick.
If that's the case, then who does need it?
The person who needs the evidence.
The defense, prosecution, the judge. We've all seen all these pieces of evidence, and that is how we've come to know the truth. But there's one who has yet to see them all. And that person does not know the truth. That truth, it may be what bring about the miracle in the end.
There are no objections this time, correct? Now then, I will pronounce my verdict. Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids?
Objection!
I've already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence. I'm not saying it is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor. Then, you want to show the evidence to that person?
Yes, Your Honor.
Please, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I will grant you one chance.
One chance.
Please show your evidence to who you think is the right person.
Objection!
That's impossible. Turn the situation around in one try.
One try? That is all I will permit.
Let's try to remember everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix. Think! There must be a way to save Maya while taking Ungar down at the same time.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show this evidence to?
Take that!
I see. And now, tell this court what one piece of evidence you would like to show this person. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth?
I don't have anything to say to this.
How about you, Miss Von Kammer?
Well, I was just shot, so...
I'm afraid I cannot allow the defense to continue.
What?
No one understands what you're talking about anymore.
Wait! Please, one more...
That is enough, Mr. Wright. I will now state my verdict. The court finds the defendant Matt Ungard That is all. This court is adjourned.
Wow, did I fuck up somehow? I ran away from the courtroom and wandered the streets alone. The killer is a man of his word, so I'm sure he released her as promised. I heard the verdict of Miss Andrews' trial a few days later. She was found guilty, of course. The miracle never happened. Maybe it was never meant to.
I like that. It's weird.
Objection!
I'm gonna check something. I'm trying to figure out because I think we got the wrong ending here, and we shouldn't have gotten that ending. Let's see if we can figure this out. Oh, I chose the wrong profile. Okay.
Take that!
And now tell this court what one piece of evidence you would like to show this person.
Take that!
Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I think there is some merit in showing this evidence to the witness. Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier. I fucked up. I chose the wrong Shelly the Killer profile. Okay. That was my bad, guys. All right, we're going to finish this today. All right. It looks like I managed to convince him. Maya, she's okay, right? Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence? Yes. What is all I need? I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back. That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape. I thought so. I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard. Do you know the contents of this tape? I was sternly told by my client to not watch it, so I have absolutely no idea. Actually, you are on this tape. Me? There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded. Well, What? Is that true, Mr. Wright?
Who was it that planted a camera?
Well, the only person who could have placed a camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally. That was Adrian Andrews.
Be quiet and listen, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right?
Yes.
That was so they could film you.
I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why, please. Why did Madam Guard film the crime scene?
The reason why he did this is my ticket out of this whole mess. There's only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said.
But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. How come now, Mr. Wright? Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep them at bay. And even blackmail them if I want.
Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say about that, Shelley the Killer? He edged. He loved it.
It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning.
Yes, by a natural. That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client.
I have one question for the witness.
Yes.
You told us the one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all.
Yes, that's right.
But what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then?
That's obvious. We'd break our contract in that case. And then, the client would become my next target. For the honor of the killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment.
I see. That's all I wanted to know.
So the traitor becomes the killer's next target? I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around. Mr. Wright.
Yes?
My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item.
What the? I'm not an item.
I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness. This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. How about I am sort of... I don't quite know what just happened there with the client and the witnesses. And, Miss Von Karma, where did that...
She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict.
You don't look so fresh there, my guy. What's going on? Mr. Lingard, it looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You will finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy.
But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watch this video.
Help me.
Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please.
Is this all right with you, Mr. Wright?
Finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there's no escape from it for now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you. Right, Chief. Matt Ungard. Even though I am a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here.
Me? My wonderful self? Guilty?
Even if you got an acquittal, the instant you set foot outside the detention center, your life would be in danger. No matter which way you look at it. You fucked!
No! Guilty!
Wow, okay, yeah, fuck your face up more, why don't you?
As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth.
I don't remember you doing a damn thing in this.
Mr. Edgeworth, that was Madam God.
I have left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full course meal of whip leather right about now.
Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it? Witness?
Yes. I plan to play my debt society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair. She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. This witness, how shall I put it? She has an illness. If you're going to say you would choose death, that's no concern to me. But after that, when I was alone in the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to, convict Matt, I felt like I'd finally been saved. Wow, that's the first time I've ever seen her smile. It's actually kind of cute. I really am happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. It's so fucking... I just don't want to do a girl voice for Adrian.
It looks like we've really resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about, but everyone seems to be in good spirits, and that's good enough for me. That is all. This court is adjourned.
March 22nd, 5:14 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. You were great out there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. Giggity! No, sorry, that was inappropriate. I don't care. You got them a guilty verdict this time. Why am I making her British all of a sudden? But you have to look past all of that to what's really important. You now realize that there is something more than just getting a not guilty, right? Yeah, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final pieces of evidence. Think about the incredible decisions you had to make.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter.
I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. Should I sever justice or should I save Maya's life?
My client, Matt Ungard,
Is he guilty or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then. And your answer. Your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Right. Edgeworth. I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody.
Really? Pearls? You tell me
the truth, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, she's quite safe. She is on her way here as we speak in a patrol car.
Ah, Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya's safe! You did it! You really did it, Mr. Nick!
Ow! She punches deceptively hard for a kid! The fuck?
I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her.
Thanks.
Oh,
What's wrong?
Miss Von Karma.
About earlier, thanks.
Fuck! Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You've lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet you are still happy?
I don't think that you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma.
How dare you?
Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself until about a year ago.
Edgeworth?
For my own personal victories and for guilty verdicts. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remained spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I'd lost everything because of that. And then it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened, so I left the prosecutor's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death.
As well you should have. A prosecutor who has shamed himself with defeat should crawl into a hole and die.
But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was then in a moment of clarity that everything began to change.
What foolish nonsense!
We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. But every time we did so,
Objection!
no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people. I'm sorry. Like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well.
What? You trusted your enemy?
Doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is fight with the knowledge we hold on and everything we have, erasing that paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch, but we will always eventually reach that one single truth. This I promise you.
The truth?
Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, Ryan? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding, isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory, who ran away into the night.
Is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Dick?
You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me. All those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself.
You pathetic fool. Miss Von Karma? I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect, even though I lost. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. And neither am I. It's over. It's all over.
That's just yet there's something on the ground just now.
This is an electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later. Then there's something else.
Is that Miss Von Karma's vape?
I'll never set foot into a courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this, right? Okay.
Nick! Maya! Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! Oh, Nick! I knew you would come through! You got him guard convicted like I knew you would. On top of that, you even rescued me.
Well, of course I did.
You know I would never desert you.
But we sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here.
Whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I'd just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly.
Is it really that easy to do something like that?
Thanks a lot, Nick.
Yeah. Don't mention it. Maya.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth.
I'm relieved that you're alright.
Hey, it looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth.
Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago.
All right. I think it's time we got out of this depressing place.
Huh? Where are we going?
Food, Nick. Food. Grub. Chow. I'm starved.
So hungry, even you look nice and you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick. No, you think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib at least.
Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please.
If you insist.
All right.
No, that's not. All right. So how about we hit up our usual burger joint?
Don't be silly, Nick.
Huh?
This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. So I've decided we have to make it up by having another feast.
Another feast?
Come on, Nick. Food!
March 23rd, 7:38 p.m., Gatewater Hotel lobby. Hey, pal. I'm sorry to keep you guys waiting. Gumshoe, are you all right? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I would hit a telephone pole out of all things. A telephone pole? Then it wasn't a red light that got him?
You did it, city boy. I felt like my dear old heart was going to give out on me, and I ain't joking.
Yeah, I was more excited than the very last episode of The Steel Samurai. Thanks.
Now, looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor. Don't you reckon you bullied Mr. Wright too hard? If you don't stop being a lot nicer to him, he might just kick it. 10 not even.
I'll keep that in mind.
Well, come on now. Everyone gather round. Y'all are going to get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer. Yes, you are.
I don't know what my voice is. I suck at doing southern accents lately. Looks like Lotta could bought herself a new camera. Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating. So let's chow down, pal.
Amen to that, pal. Amen.
You know, when you think about it, you were the one who saved the day, Detective. Huh? Me? You really think so? He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items he took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending. Well, you know, it's... Huh? Wait. That's odd. When I ran off with the things from the Achilles hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir.
What? 4?
Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket. There was a 4th item?
Oh,
come on, y'all, it's over. But boy, I tell you, you really are something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped, never a dull moment with you, huh, sugar? You think?
Why does she look so happy about that?
But being shut away for 2 whole days? Weren't you scared?
Yeah, it was really scary. Felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off things, I drew a picture.
It sounds like you had it rough, gal. So where's this picture of yours? Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mystic Maya's picture.
You know, I don't know where it went.
That's too bad.
Well, it's all right. It wasn't anything important anyway. I'm sure it's nice to finally see them both smiling again. What is it, Edric? This thing is picking something up. Ah, that's Miss Von Karma's receiver. Thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. I can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me. That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, tracking device seems to be in a different location. Oh, that's probably busted or something, sir. Well, doesn't matter. I'm afraid about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do. I don't know why I wasn't doing his accent.
Oh, but Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't eaten anything yet.
You've eaten way too much, you glutton.
I had fun tonight. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Wait!
What?
I just want to say thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there.
Huh. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right?
I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I wonder if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel.
Take that!
What's this?
Thank you. It's all thanks to you two. You and her.
You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job. It looks like Mr. Edgeworth had left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya? Yes, Pearly? I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean? Pearly? Would you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me.
Anyway, so, who's paying for this lovely dinner party?
As if you need to ask. Everyone, say thank you to Nick.
Huh? Yeah, I'm kind of at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I kind of already put your name on the bill. Huh?
Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. There's this camera shop in the hotel, see? And I just bought myself this good old beauty here, and it'd be better if anyway out for $3,000 cash, United States. Huh? Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all. What? Bitch! Isn't that great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick. Why do I suddenly feel like screaming? Oh, you don't need to hold back now, you hear?
Yeah, pal. Time to let it all out.
This gotta be the first time I hear the real you. Go on. It's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all.
All right, then. If you say so.
Objection!
You really came through for me, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro.
I get to do some final voicing for this.
I'm so happy that you can save Mr. Maya, Mr. Nick. I'm so happy for the 2 of you. And speaking of which, I think this hotel is a proper place for honeymooners. So I should have made reservations for you two just in what?
Goddamn, Pearls, you're fucking thirsty for us. Well, pal, it looks like I'm back on the force again. Mr. Edwards had a long talk with the chief, and he got me reinstated for Mike's sake. I heard things like letting this thing go, and I knew it. Crashing headlong into everything is the only way to live, pal. Oh shit, I don't even remember her voice.
I'm Maggie Bride. I'm retiring in this uniform as of today, sir. I'm going to be a witness from now on and bring smiles of joy to people who come by the restaurant, sir. I hope you'll stop by sometime, Mr. Wright.
I don't remember voices for a lot of these characters. It's been months. Oh, Jesus Christ. So, forgive me if they don't sound like it if you're binge watching this.
Yes. Are you here to visit a patient? I'm Dr. Hoity. Recently, yes, that girl, you know, I haven't seen her around, yes, but I remember, if I even had so much of an eye on her, I would get a crack, It didn't matter if I got a whip, though, yes, hoi, hoi,
Dude had it bad. It's time. Oh shit. It's time to begin our whatever and let the world know what I plan to make a fabulous flight to Zimbabwe. I can't. I don't know what Max's voice is. I can't. I'm sorry. Do you think they're gasping and cake and bunnies who can talk? I think they're all talking. I can't. I don't remember his voice. I mean, I kind of remember it, but I don't remember it. I'm ready. There's no way these jokes aren't gonna fall on deaf ears. I'm gonna be more contemporary with my humor. Mo Curls represent. We got our new act all prepared, worked out for the Halloween call. Say something, will you? You're supposed to start this thing off. Get on with it. I feel really bad because I really wanted to do those things right. I'm sure I fucked that up.
What's this? Drat, it's just an ordinary electric razor electronic stand. I can't believe this. Really? How long do they plan on making me do this? But it's Eddie Pooh's idea, so it means it must have a deep hidden meaning. But why do I get the feeling that they wouldn't forget about me, would they? It was never like this in the old days. Everyone thought the world of me. Called me Queen Wendy, treated me like royalty, and blah, 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 blah. All people talk, blah, 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 blah.
I'm not reading all that. There's only one problem with this, is now I don't know what to do next. I appreciate everything you and Mr. Edward did for me from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right. I received a letter from Miss Von Karma. She did that after I got out. I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. I'm really thankful to have met everyone.
It has become difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my services, please be sure to visit my homepage, www.killabitch.com.
Oh shit, it died horribly. I do like the thing for this, oh, I forget the name. March 23rd, 9:42 p.m. International departures, K-12.
Where are you going, Francisco? How did you know I was here?
With this,
That's...
I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example.
That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy, drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage, but it's going in the trash. I promise you that.
Oh, that's right. Speaking of that, man, he told me there's something very interesting.
When I ran off with things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir.
4 things?
It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket.
He put it in here? Doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over.
What are you gonna do now?
That's none of your business.
Are you running away?
Shut up! You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter. Franziska. So many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win, no matter what. And failure, such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius. There's no doubt about that. But me, I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to.
You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor and have always been and always will be.
No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away.
Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? I'm gonna say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply. Or at least about what you should be striking down with that whip.
You haven't changed a bit. You've always let me alone and walked on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge.
I see.
You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am and throw everything away. At least not until today.
I believe you can, just like Adrian Andrews did.
Adrian Andrews?
You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics. Isn't that right?
Huh.
Today, you chased after me after I had left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of just stopping. If you say you're going to quit, you'll walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways. Franziska von Karma, this is where we're gonna part ways.
I am Franziska von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now. So you better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth.
She's in love with Miles so hard. Phoenix Wright.
One day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you, I'll take good care of this 4th piece.
The fuck was it?
So I can give it to you when at last we meet again.
It's a drawing. It's cool.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know why I have feelings for that. Something about that ending just hit me right there. That's the third goddamn time I've ever cried when it comes to media. Well, I had fun, guys. This was a fun game. I mean, we still got the third game in the series to go, but I'm not doing that anytime soon because I need to take a break from all this voice acting and whatnot. Oh man, I'm sorry. Just I don't know why. Alright guys, I don't know what I'm going to play next time for Narrative Mondays. It'll be fun to do something that's going to be quick again. Hope you guys will join me for that. In the meantime, folks, my name is CrazyZaku. We're about you all the hits and misses here, and let's play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All. Please share the video with your friends, your family, your loved ones, your enemies, and everyone in between. Drop a DT on that like button and comment for 3. Smack that subscribe button like it owes you some money. Tinkle that bell wherever it happens to be to stay up to date with all of our adventures here in and out of the courtroom, guys. And I will see you guys later. Later.